let's go over the map ban. Uh, so, ooh, I haven't seen a map ban yet. So we've got Grim Plexus will be first, Rubelite will be second, Mining will be third, Canyon fourth, and Tourmaline fifth. We're going to do an old Grim Plexus. Grim Plexus is exciting. Anyone who's watched this before knows that I talk about this a lot. No one's played on Grim Plexus in a competitive like 8-on-8 for a long time. Um, it's got a lot of opportunity for innovation versus some of the other maps.
And KDMC might just take their classic brawl into them route. You know, they have a lot of very strong players, very strong shooters. Not to say that DPS isn't good. That's not what I mean. I just mean I think KDMC showed up with their A squad ready to do some winning.
Okay, Grim is up first. I don't think I need to switch anybody, if I remember correctly. So we're waiting now for DPS to be ready. Look at the map. I can pull up Grim Plexus. I'm gonna send you a link so you have my stuff. All right. Not Grim Plexus, but we'll get there. Sorry, someone messaged. We played on. You were there with us when we played on Grim Plexus. Right, Sale?
Yeah, you bet.
It was
A lot of running. I remember that.
you got the map I just sent you, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Sorry, there was some. I don't think KDCM knows the the rules super well. So I just was double. They were just explaining some things. So yeah, here's Grim Plexus. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Grim Plexus. Double check I have this right. Yeah, Grim Plexus. It's got all this space. It could easily be a brawl. Epsilon is a powerful one to control. You can try to set up around here and control epsilon, theta, gamma. You could try to do the setup kind of up around here and control sigma, theta, epsilon if you're team 2. Kappa's kind of an outliner. Someone will eventually go back there and cap it, but it feels like the main fight's going to be over these three or these three caps. Um, Someone could try to grab these three here, so ugly, and set up at epsilon and just like try to get control those three. But I have in the Grim Plexus matches we've seen, it's never really been about. I haven't seen a strong cap strat. It seems people are more aggressive. We watched last week. DPS played this. They were team 1. Um, they just came up hard. Mech Enjoyers set up on what we call Hamburger Hill. DPS Mech Enjoyers had mid range, some DACA. They wanted to do some map control up here, control theta. Um, and what ended up happening was DPS just brought a pure brawl, ran around this corner, went right into them. Their gargoyle tanked 10,000 damage. They got into the fight, and even though they were hurt when they arrived, they had all the weapon ranges, they had all the distance they needed, and they just focused fired and they took Emmy out of the fight and out of the tournament. I don't know if we'll see that again from them. KDCM is also known for being a bit aggressive and on the a bit brawly, so we could see something from them as well, like that. Lots of fights end up happening kind of in this area here. So regardless of what happens, we should see something going on there, whether it be a brawl, whether it be more traditional mid range or even long range on this map.
What if it turns out to be the fabled double brawl?
The fabled, well, that'll be great. that'll be a short,
I would love to see it.
that'll be a short, fun match for everybody. Yeah, we can only hope. We've got Team 1 is currently locked, so we're just waiting for KDCM. And then we'll go. My son has crawled to underneath my chair and is looking up at me. So that's also occurred. Um, these pilots, level 198777. Let's get out of my map. I'm probably still in it. Lobby view. We saw him, as I mentioned, in that gargoyle. Great tanking last week, getting up to that fight. It's easy when you're pushing like that, when you take a lot of damage, to really just like really fall behind. Like I've done my part, I'm out, and he just stuck with it, and he just rolled that damage, and for every couple of shots or more he took, every dozen shots he took that he didn't go down, but he kept that focus on him, gave everybody else an opportunity to get there fresher.
Yeah,
Um,
and gargoyles are one of those kind of deceptive mechs. They look all skinny and scantily clad, but they're actually quite high in armor structure values. So they're beasts, you know. They can take that damage as the tip of the spear and still deal damage out once they get there.
Now, if it sounds like I'm a little bit more excited about DPS, I mean I am, but I also feel like I do really like SROT. I like that team that played last week. They I just felt like SROT defeated themselves more than KDCM defeated SROT for the most part. And
See,
so it's
I gotta disagree. I'm more
okay.
on the KDCM side. I'm ready to see them just plow some face, do some brawl, do some work. I love watching these guys do
I
their
mean,
job.
I'm sure they will do work. I bet you they're probably favored to win this match. I haven't seen all of the brackets people have built. DPS is a
And
bit of
you
a
are a
bracket
fan of
buster.
underdog.
They're probably favored. But like I said, I think DPS is a bracket buster. They fought teams that they were probably favored to lose, and they beat them. So I think KDCM. I'm not saying they didn't do well at all. They did very well last week. I just think that SROT defeated themselves last week more than KDC. Like KDCM just like let them. I don't know. That's
No,
what it
that's
looked like to
fair.
me.
That's fair. And that happens where the teams almost throw into the favor of the opposite team, and they just kind of run with it.
Uh, just waiting. They're just shuffling around. Hopefully, we'll get a lock soon and be able to start this match. And yeah, and then we'll see. And then we don't have no more speculation. I think if I'm going to make a guess right now, I think it's going to be. Oh, I want it to be a double brawl. there might be like mid range, like maybe some laser vomit. I've seen a team do that before that wasn't terrible, but maybe it'll just be brawl. Fast brawl
I
here. It'd be
I'm
good.
hoping it's nothing but small lasers. You know what I mean? Like they're just full all out. Just bring it on. Let's go. Let's see some snubs and some smalls. Let's go crazy.
Yeah, I
Have you
mean,
seen Crusaders yet? Have they been a thing?
uh, I haven't seen Chris. No, there was one last week. There was a Crusader
Okay.
last week. I mean, it died. It was SROT brought one, and it died immediately. But it'd be good.
Yeah, they got lots of firepower, but their geometry is pretty terrible. They're just kind of like giant trash cans.
All right, both teams have locked, so we are going to launch. Just double checking that I don't launch a bad. All right, here we go. No, good. 5 tons. They're both 480, 475 for DPS. Not a big tonnage disparity. I People were upset about my mic last week, so I dug out my old mic I used for when I made videos back in the early days. So hopefully the mic sounds better this week. Although it will pick up more of my son. All right, mechs are showing up. They're arriving. From where? Who knows?
It looks
Command coming in.
KDCM brought an Annie, so they might be looking to anchor something out, but DPS looks like they are ready to bang.
Yeah, look, jumping in the mechs now. Black Lantern, no surprises there. Black Lantern. We do have a Charger, ER small Charger. LBX Annihilator, small laser Annihilator. I don't know about anchoring.
Yeah, maybe not.
Small laser, snub nose PPC Crusader. Large pulse laser, micro laser, pulse laser execution. Yeah, this is a go time.
Kappa is under enemy control.
See Viper, Flea, MRM Zeus with snubs. Okay. Arctic Wolf, SRM, small Crusader for Lady Wolf. Yeah, I think this is a double brawl assail.
I think it's a double brawl. Yeah, I'm looking at this Executioner, and it is shiny. It looks good. They all look good.
Small.
They're kind of staggering for that Annihilator, but I don't know if it's going to be... Oh, we got a little LPL coming out. Oh.
We've got both teams making a play for Epsilon. We got a UAV up for DPS. They're going to try to snag it. Looks like Kells have just abandoned. They gave up Epsilon. They're rolling back to their main force.
We have gained Epsilon.
Epsi is a critical cap to control, but I just feel like with these two brawl teams, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I think it's more about just setting the time up for that Annihilator and getting in.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Meanwhile, KDCM did manage to grab Theta. So I mean, they grabbed Kappa, so they do have the cap advantage. But it's just hard for me to imagine that these teams aren't going to just hit each other right now, and what happens in the next
Looks
60
like DPS
seconds.
is heading in right now.
So here we go. Brawl push. DPS doing it again, same way they came last week. KDCM is set up for it though, and unlike ME, KDCM does have better weapons for this kind of fight. You know,
They are really utilizing Camber Hill.
they dropped that Charger fast. Bad news. How second mech goes down, Executioner going down. KDCM did bring back down the Black Lantern. The other Charger for KDCM is getting hurt. They need DPS needs to finish that Black Lantern or that Executioner off before the Arctic Wolf goes down for DPS. You know, it's all a numbers game right now. And they did it. 3-4. DPS is up. Just focus firing, getting that Annihilator, pulling ahead. You know what? People talk about brawling, and they talk about KDCM. But fucking DPS is brawling the shit out of these guys. I mean, it's still tight, but oh, come on. We got that Commando trying to finish off Lady Wolf. He Mistlink succeeds. It's now 3-on-3. DPS needs to kill a mech here. Ooh,
KDCM is hemorrhaging numbers, though.
The 3-on-2. Mistlink is legged. Firestarter goes down, and DPS is gonna do it. I think. I mean, Giggity Goo is fighting for his life here. He's giving it his all. He killed Mitsu Red in memory of his fallen comrades. He's missing pieces. Parts of them are falling on the ground.
An absolute stunner of a match. Wow.
So you can see
I
that.
mean, if you would have made me bet the first 30, like the first minute of that match, I thought KDCM had it, but holy guac, they came back hard. DPS focus fire was lasers there. Wow.
Both teams fought that really well. KDCM, they looked like they had a good setup. as I mentioned last week, DPS did this
Resource point
against
beta empowered.
S or ME. ME had the wrong range types, but KDCM did. It was pure brawl both sides, and that's just focus fire. You know what I mean? That's focus fire, and that's damage mitigation for who's getting focused. And it's, it kind of feels like DPS came into KDCM's house and they said, "Hey, I heard you guys like to brawl. That's cool. Let me show you how we do it." I mean, what a
That
flex!
and that
What a
annihilator from
flex!
KDCM did big damage, but
You can see the charger. DPS's charger did 17 damage. Direwolf saying, I mean, they by the time that fight started, it was already a 7-on-8 in KDCM's favor.
Dyer allowed them to push to where they needed to be to allow that fight to happen and take it the way they needed to take it.
Right. I mean, yeah, but they're the same ranges. You know what I mean?
No,
It's not like
very
they
true.
pushed within range of a suboptimal. I mean, we do see Zelnega did 48 damage in his Black Lantern, so I mean, not a lot more. I mean, so that I guess evens up a bit between the two, but I don't. It's just amazing. Yeah, Summerled behind me is very excited about what he saw.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, that's amazing. I hope everybody saw that. That's one for the. I mean, man, DPS has to feel good. I'm not saying they're out at all, but just that, like, that's got to make this tournament for them. I mean, that's how I feel. I've had times where, you know, just exciting. I'm just excited. All right.
Well, and that was really I wouldn't say the student first the master, but you know what I mean? Like KDCM is known for brawling, like that's their
Right.
bread and butter. So that was a very impressive showing.
I hope my things weren't wrong. They were wrong. Dang it. I got so excited I forgot to check that. Oh well. I'll make sure that my overlay is not backwards next time. So yeah, second match is going to be fought on. Let's look. Rubelite Oasis, and we're gonna have to do a swap here. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. Uh, just double checking they're okay for a swap. I don't want anybody to accidentally get in their mechs and then swapped up. All right, gonna swap kids. Once we swap, yeah, we'll just wait for them to ready up, and then we'll do our next. Go, team swapped. All right. I mean, I could pull up the map view, but there's not a ton to say about what we saw there. It was pretty obvious. Uh, I mean, I wish I had a replay. I want to watch that in slow mo a little bit. You
Yeah,
saw
it was kind of an
Katie's.
early tickle for Epsilon, and then we kind of fell back, to Hamburger Hill, and that was where all the action took place.
Yeah, DPS just grouped up after taking Epsilon, ran around the corner. It just went straight. I mean, straight into them. Like that was it. They just said, "We're gonna brawl. We're gonna come brawl you." Um, I mean, KDCM looked like they were set up well.
Yeah, they had an excellent arch on that hill. They had
Yeah.
multiple firing lanes. Like KDCM looked like they were ready to go.
They dropped that. Like, yeah, they dropped Dyer very quickly. He really wasn't able to contribute any damage. Although, as you mentioned, he did contribute armor to the fight. Um, yeah. They were just out. I mean, it's just out being outplayed. Like that's all it is. I mean, we can go back and scrutinize their mechs like really closely, but I feel like this isn't one where both teams came with roughly the same decks and they both did the same thing. So I mean, there's really not a lot to say. Obviously, caps didn't matter in that fight at all. People grabbed some early caps, but it didn't mean anything. Whoever was going to win that fight was going to get the caps, and then it was going to be over.
Yeah, it was definitely not going to become a cap battle. I mean, unless it boiled down to the two lights at the end, but that mislinks isn't going to outcap a fleet.
So we are doing Rubelite, so I'll just switch over to there so we can look at that map. Team 1 is going to be a KDCM, so they'll be coming from here. I know I've seen them in I saw them they did like a push up here once with some like mid-range mechs, and then they pushed with their lights like down there. I saw that in one of our drops against them, but I have no idea if that's what they'll do. Last week they fought Esrot on this map, and I think they took 3 trade mechs and 4 brawl mechs.
That does kind of seem to be the bread and butter for this map. You have 1 or 2 guys set up, and then 4 or however many lights you need decide to take the fight to whomever they need to.
I'm trying to remember what they did. It's hard because they did so much reacting to Esrod. Esrod took the long route and put their trading mechs in this D6 area controlling Kappa. Eventually, get that different color out of here. Eventually, KDCM, I mean, like, to counter all the stuff that's going on, they ended up down here with a lot of their trade mechs, but I feel like that was a reaction. So, I mean, with 3 trade mechs from this side, you expect to see people, utilize this area here, the bookshelf. They also could utilize this area, or they move you out of the way too. They could use space here to just kind of control what's going on. And this in Grim Plexus if you do bring 3 traders, 5 lights, like the traders are there to kind of counter other traders and offer support, but it really depends on how the light brawl fight goes. If one team gets a pick or 2 on the other team, and that pretty much forces the other team's hand, so that you're really just looking for somebody to either control caps or get a pick on the other team's lights, cap squad. Right, both teams are
like
locked.
You say, that even one mech down is such a snowball effect. By the time the fight starts.
Yes. All right, both teams are locked, so we're dropping in. This time the display will be right again. Sorry about that. All right, buddy. Sorry, my son keeps crawling over to me to grab my cords under my computer and either turn off my computer or kill himself, so I gotta keep grabbing him.
You corral that baby, bud. Match hasn't even started yet.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't think we'll get a match like the last one. I think this is gonna be a little bit more cap controlled, a little bit more finessed. But I don't know. Could be wrong.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at these mechs.
I should be looking at them too.
They look a little more speedy, but it looks like what you say. They have a couple of traders, and then the rest look like they're quick.
Yeah, ERPPC Executioner, so that's going to be a pop-tarting one. Large Laser Gauss Direwolf, Large Laser Gauss Direwolf for Idol of Annihilator's DPS. So that's going to be a trade mech. Vulcan, Snub Vulcan. We've seen a lot of those running around. You might not know the Snubs are pretty OP.
Yeah, I've been around for Snubs.
No, I know. I had you running Snubs a little bit.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
And then a large laser Gauss for KDCM as well. ER Largest and Stalker, Executioner, 2 ER PPCs. So It's one
Get a couple
PPC
early
less than the
shots
other
down
one.
to that commando for sure. Lost about 9% there. That was nice.
ER large laser annihilator. All right. Get out of there. Oh,
They got Jay up on stage. Look at his XE.
so hard to smoke. So both teams are kind of fighting over Theta. Looks like DPS is going to control it. Theta, I think, is easier to take for the side they're on, Team 2, so that makes sense. They'll probably eventually put someone in the corner of it to tick it. DPS is grabbing Kappa. KDCM has grabbed Epsilon. You can see their light wave is set up on this corner, looking for an opportunity. They probably want to gank. Some mechs will set up one in this area up here, like an executioner might be up here PPCing. I've seen some mechs do, or some teams do, but there's nothing there for them to gank, so they're kind of falling back from that.
Numbers are heavily in favor so far for DPS. But, yeah.
Yeah, DPS has now taken Theta, so they do have the 3 cap. The Vulcan's
Jay
kind of...
already down to 78%.
Vulcan's playing a little bit separate from his main body group. So what KDCM is probably trying to do is create a situation where this light pack of theirs can cause chaos. But in the meantime, while they're waiting for an opportunity, DPS is punishing the traitors for KDCM. So we see that light pack now rolling in, going for the traitors.
Yeah, they're going up high. They're heading on the bridge, the Tourmaline Bridge for their heavies. It looks like, oh no, they're turning.
That looks like they changed their mind. They're falling back. While that's happening, though, we can see Jay is moved in.
took a lot of damage there too.
So they're retreating. They feel like they've done what they wanted to do. I think Jay's flipping Theta right now. Looks like mostly uncontested. The Executioner, you dare to refuse my bachelor to get a shot off of him to stop the cap.
Yeah,
DPS,
that was a really good time shot.
Rolling back in there to re-secure Theta. Level getting he's going to get shot from the right here. I feel like he's going to be caught out. This is really dangerous for Level. He's realizing his mistake.
His team is there with him though. Hopefully that's what they were trying to go for. No, KDCM did not take the bait.
KDCM's force is or their light force is going back south again. Not fully. They're just waiting for an opportunity. Kappa is getting grabbed, though, by KDCM. You can see they do have their commando grabbing Kappa, and we have... he also grabbed Sigma. I missed that. So it was briefly a 4 cap for KDCM. Light Pack is going in on the Executioner. He's trying to back out. Hopefully...
Oh, you'd refuse to radar my batch call's getting caught out hard here.
Yeah, he's not going to last long. Some mechs are there to support. Because KDCM was able to grab Sigma and Kappa, it forced DPS to drag some of their light mechs away to go re-grab those caps. In doing so, it kind of created a mismatch for force projection there, and it made them not able to successfully defend. You dare defuse my bachelor from that. DPS getting aggressive here. I think they're realizing that they might not be able to... They need to get something going on. They need to get a kill. That's what they need. Doing so, though, might cost them also a kill. I think Level just got legged. Yep. Level just got legged there. They're just kind of in a shooting gallery there. You can see Hydro falling back and getting focused.
Jay down to 35%, keeping it alive.
Hydro goes down. I also missed it, but the Direwolf Isle of Annihilators was also killed. Level is gone as well. Things aren't going too well for DPS this match. Although J and FDLR just dropped, so there goes most of the Overwatch. Just Squeebs and his Stalker, but I don't.
Squeeb's definitely played it right there, though. He's definitely made those large lasers work for him.
This leaves the Flea and the Annihilator. They're going to come up and try to kill Juice. The Flea, yeah, just dropped by the Black Lantern over here. So yeah, KDCM grabbed those caps, slipped behind, grabbed those caps, and that kind of broke what, look at those flamers. That's just offense. That's like a war crime. Flamers. Why you gotta make it so hard? And Juice, rather than let them kill him, kills himself. Although he was getting flamed.
Alpha's like an absolute Chad. You gotta appreciate that.
He's
I know Armstar would be happy to see it. I'll tell you that much.
a bit of a splitter. All right, so KDCM takes game 2. A lot of damage for that Stalker. A lot of damage for the Annihilator and the Direwolf for DPS, though. Executioner. Trying to see is there anything interesting here. We saw that Commando go back cap. I don't think there's any obvious things going on. See the Black Lantern difference here, 322. Well, as this Black Lantern 143. So a lot of carry for Zelnega and his Black Lantern this time. Level was less useful, but Level did get focused and he lost his leg early. So I mean, doesn't tell you anything at all. All right. Well,
Yeah, there was a lot
1-1.
more cohesion there coming from the Ocho there. That was a lot more cohesion. They seemed to have a lot better plan in their mind there, and they executed excellently.
So, good drop. Oh, I gotta change the overlay. It says Terragato, not you. Let me just do some quick housekeeping. Drop 2 victory goes to the Ocho. Dale is in my cat. And then check out the map bands. So drop 3 is going to be Mining Collective. And it's going to be another switch. Asking if they're ready. I'll switch and then we'll go look at the map.
So Mining Collective, this is a classic map. I mean, there's, you know have a hard time reinventing the wheel on this one.
Yep. Okay. Flipping the teams now. Flip the lobby so I don't forget it this time. Not make everybody mad.
Yeah, Squeebs did a ton of work on that Stalker last game. That was super, super impressive.
Stalker's a really nice mech for that map too. Like it's low.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, it's high mounts, and then it's just like the hill peaking. Like it can really, it's a strong map. It can definitely punish.
Very tanky too. Like you can take a lot of punishment.
Summerlet's got some things he wants to add about what he saw as well. Let's go to map tactics. So yeah, I felt like everything was going okay. DPS, they took the shelf. They had their lights, looking for opportunities in the south, like trying to get something going. I felt like DPS was doing fine. They were doing okay with the trades. As you saw, Jade took some damage early on, and they were using that Vulcan to trade with those guys up there, which I think was working for them as well. But they controlled Kappa, Theta, and Sigma. I think what ended up hurting them was they were KDCM tried to initiate and they backed off. They weren't able to get what they wanted to go. They weren't able to catch them out.
Which turned out to be very intelligent. I thought they were going to take too much damage not engaging there, but it was the right play.
And then what they did was they sent their commando. I think he must have gone this way. I didn't see it. He grabbed Sigma. Again, this might not be the path, but he grabbed Sigma and he grabbed Kappa. And I mean, in doing so, also during that push, Jay did move up and he almost uncapped Theta. He didn't quite do
Yeah.
it, but Jay being there and threatening Theta, I feel like dragged their main body here or their light body here to have to retake Theta. Then they're losing Sigma. Then they're losing Kappa. I think to react to that, someone had to go back to Sigma, someone had to go to Kappa, and while that was happening, that's when KDCM made their move. They attacked the Batchel, the Executioner, and they just got him. They weren't punished enough for the kill. I don't think there was enough DPS people around to punish them or to
No,
contest it.
and the executioner was kind of tucked in between some buildings, so there wasn't a lot of overlapping fire for him to fall back to. I mean, if
So
he would have dropped, he would have been dead. If he would have tried to come around, he was already dead. So it was, yeah, like you say, he was just caught out more than anything, right? And it kind of just played into ESPN's hand.
And then at that point, I think with him down and the damage they'd taken, the cap situation, I think DPS just decided they got desperate, and they might have needed to get desperate, right, at that point. And so they made a hard push. That's the wrong color. They made a hard push from from the D5 side, just trying to get a kill, trying to get a pick, and they just ended up being punished for that move. Um, They lost. They pretty much lost two mechs from it, and at that point they're down three, and it just snowballs from there.
Yeah, once those two mechs were lost, it was the coming back from that is just it's very uphill battle. Like their damage numbers, like looking at the percentages, it was a possibility of them coming back, but they were too spread out. There wasn't anybody looking to give up a bad leg.
Sorry.
That is all right.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. And against teams this good, like you don't, just coming back from even one kill, it's such a hard thing to do. It's so easy for things to snowball against you at that point. Yeah, show them that you're happy and not dying. All right, let's put you.
As long as he's staying out of the cords, we're good. All right. Need to get that Yule goat mask out.
People have seen it. It's in my little slideshow. But yeah, we've got DPS is locked. This is Mining Collective. I guess we can look at Mining Collective real quick while we wait for KDCM to lock, although it probably won't be long. I can find Mining Collective.
They're a green board, Dan. You want to ready to go?
Never mind. Yeah, this is a map that I feel like we're least likely to see Brawl on.
Yeah, there's just so many great places to hide and to set yourself up at a distance and fan out.
You also are going to need to have a you need jump jets. You can't have any brawlers that don't have appropriate jump jets, because then even if you do push through, people are they're just going to shoot you from above, and you can't do anything about
But
it.
that's kind of the nice thing with that snub laser meta is it seems like every snub laser mech has or snub mech has jump jets and you're ready to go, so you can still kind of do that pokey mid-rangey brawl. It'll be interesting to see what they bring, I guess.
Need to double check that I have my overlay right.
Command coming in. Capture and
So DPS has brought a fleece, so they might be looking to be a little more cap-centric and holding off this game. We'll see. Squeebs and a cataphract 3D.
And confirming that we have possession of Kappa. Resource point Theta is
We've
ours.
got Victor, Shadowhawk, we've got Phoenix Hawk, we've got a Vulcan. Yeah, KDCM looks like they're ready to rock.
Yeah, they're grouping up hard left, or I guess south. Our left. So they're gonna just push what we call These are the tits, right?
Yeah, titties.
Looks like they're just gonna try to roll the tits. DPS is rolling away from them, and not get my overlay to switch so it's correct. This is annoying me. There we go. Sorry.
ESPN 8 the Ocho is doing a pretty good job at pushing. They're kind of stalling right now, figuring out where everybody is. Oh, Direwolf takes a huge hit.
Yeah, they're all grouped up. They're looking for that opportunity. They're looking to make that move, but they're just getting shot at from DPS from a distance.
Yeah, Direwolf needs to make like a tree and get the fuck out of there. He's taking way too much damage, dude.
Is
You're
he
only like
lagged?
3 minutes
No, he's
into the
not
game.
lagged. Yeah, but he's getting punished. Yeah, it looks like those lights for DPS are trying to screen that KDCM, just keep them from making their next move. Not trying to prevent them from taking control of the tits here in the
Yeah,
south of the map.
Alpheus is kind of he's a little too close to their main body too, and he's kind of realizing it now. Like you say, the screen, yeah, but like it's not.
Right.
You don't want to be the only mech in between them and you. You know what I mean? Like no matter how big or small you are.
Looks like he's trying to get out of there. They're taking shots at him. A few have missed.
He's all jump jets too, because he pops like a motherfucker in that thing.
You can see the Crusader stool softener. He just took a lot of damage there, crossing. Alpheus is about to run into their Phoenix Hawk here. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to screen. He's trying to slow down this roll so that DPS can continue to get in position to punish these mechs. Because what they don't want is these mechs to reach their firing line.
Well, he's kind of having a nice slice of penis pie right now. Like he decided to leave, which is probably the smartest thing he could do.
So Summoner F Juices Loose is getting pretty close to this line. Biggest heavy near it. Again, a nice strike there. They're losing health, but DPS has also lost some health as well. I mean, you see the Vulcan, Phoenix Hawk, even the Direwolf's taking some damage. I mean, what you really have here, you can see some of their mechs for KDCM have gone left as well to prevent DPS from rolling away from that push to the south. I mean, it's no longer to the south.
It does look like Squeebs is going to get caught up with their light pack, though.
So yeah, so this effort to corral them in might backfire here if DPS can grab these 3 kills.
KDCM's also pushing I Love Annihilator's Direwolf at the moment, so...
They're going to catch out that Annihilator.
Yeah.
Although if they kill the Annihilator, that's one thing, but if these guys kill 3 mechs here, which they've killed 2 of them already, that Victor might get away, but I don't know why. It is 2-1. And that Victor should be... I mean, he's got health, but he's also got no support. So we can see the 3-4 light mechs jumping on the Victor. Meanwhile...
Yeah, like, I don't really understand their pathing right now. Like, they're brawl, you know what I mean?
Victor's getting, gang raped. Back in this corner, he's lagged, he's down. Although, while that happened, Nightjeer is just dying over here, deep for DPS.
Mitsu Red's Flea's got to be lagged too, so that's no bueno.
They're only up by 1. I mean, yeah, here's the fight. Like, was it enough?
Yeah.
Are they going to win these trades? Is someone going to step out? You can see the Phoenix Hawk Direwolf trying to play on their backside. Using that, he's pulling 2-3 mechs away from that. creating an opportunity for these 5 mechs over here to do a 5-on-2. So they need to kill that Vulcan, and then now they need to kill this flea. Not the flea, the Mistlynx. Flea was for the other side. Dire's down, so when these 3 mechs join the fight, this Mistlynx needs to be out of the fight, or there's not going to be one.
We have gained Epsilon.
Yeah, I feel like Dire, he sacrificed himself to draw away their team. Unfortunately, they
They
were just too.
didn't capitalize. Yeah,
They were able to kill one of them, but that Mistlynx was just too healthy. It's just.
and their Mislinks did do a lot of work for them
I
there.
mean, you dare. Let's get in him. Like, I feel like he could kill both these mechs right here, depending on what he's got. Okay, no. Never mind.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything.
Yeah. As soon as he got Chris, yeah, that was the end of it.
All right. So that is.
Yeah, that was a lot more controlled. I didn't like KDCM's pathing. I thought it was a little extended, but I mean it worked, right? So
My thing is glitched, but the Vulcanist was still alive, and he's now dead. I
yeah,
think
the Vulcan was hiding in the back there.
Yeah, they went for the cap. And you can see it's ticking.
Yeah, I don't know if they have enough cat. Well,
I mean, it's ticking, and those mechs. I mean, they should be relatively quick. That Phoenix Hawk's fast. Yeah, they're gonna get it. So I think, and I missed that too caught up in the fight, which I'm assuming they were hoping. So
I
was
was too.
KDCM.
Yeah, I was too. They suckered me in. I was all looking at the lasers.
So yeah, this Crusader. I mean, could you imagine?
It's getting close. It's getting close.
They got someone over there has got to be like having a sweaty butt right now.
Yeah, someone's got to be hitting Sigma as fast as they can. My butt crack's getting sweaty, dude. I'm not even playing, bro.
They're gonna. Oh, they're gonna. What?
Oh my god! Sigma won the game.
Oh my gosh!
Sigma won the game. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude! These guys are playing chess and I'm playing checkers, man. Holy shit, that was why to fucking play.
Yeah, I totally I missed where that Vulcan went, and I mean, yeah. Wow! Amazing.
Well played. Well played.
Executioner, you dare refuse my bachelor, a lot of damage. So did the Nightjar, so did the Direwolf. You can see those, they farmed, and they rotated shot for as long as they could. Direwolf, he got beat up a lot early, but he still put out a lot of damage there for his team. You can see KDCM's Shadowhawk doing work, their Vulcan doing work. More work than DPS's Vulcan, but DPS's Vulcan went and captain. Who won? So that Mistlynx that lived to the end got 3 kills, so he was just cleaning up a lot of hurt mechs that the rest of their team did. Shadowhawk also 580, very nice from Gaiety. Well, fuck me.
Riveting stuff.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful DPS. 1 win away from fighting JDX. And KDCM 1 loss away from being removed from play. I mean, this is tight.
So it's kind of a win-win, I guess. Really.
Yeah, that's what Deathlord likes to say. So we're making it to drop 4, which is Canyon Network, and same sides. Canyon Network. Wow.
So this map gives me post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Canyon Network.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I'm gonna KDCM, they took a brawl push deck. They were team 2, and they grouped up and they pushed towards the the tits. Looked like DPS took a more normal deck, so they were going to have some people up here anyways. And then they were going to have probably a mech down here, and then lights and stuff screening down here. Once they realized what was happening, I think their heavy mech that was down in the south, I didn't see it because I was messing with something, but he rotated out, and then it just kind of felt like their lights tried to kind of screen and contain along this kind of south area while
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
KDCM
Kate, yeah, they
main
pushed
body
in.
rotated there. They had some lights and stuff doing some back and forth here. Um, it's hard.
When everything was kind of like when they were pushing down into here, and like, you know what I mean? Like, that was where Dyer kind of made the big play and pulled everybody back, because KDCM and like ended up landing on top on Theta, did they not?
They did. They ended up splitting, and they sent two guys to Theta. I think or three. They sent three mechs to Theta. They're Victor.
The Cataphract was on top, I think, too.
I think a Crusader went to Theta. So yeah, you ended up having a push from KDCM here, and a push from KDCM here, which is good because what you want to stop is you don't want this team to just rotate forever. You don't want these mechs to keep rotating while you run around the map. So
Yeah.
you need to contain them. It and it worked as far as the fight goes. I mean, it was rough. Like they traded uh, three mechs over at Theta for one mech at D3. But things as they got in the right ranges for their mechs to be effective, things went their way. Things went KDCM's way. So yeah, they successfully stopped the rotate at Theta, and then the back end forced the rest of DPS's team into Theta, where the final fight happened.
Yeah, it was a bit of a potato rotato, but like it wasn't bad. Like KDMC, like they did their job. Like,
Yeah, I think they did. I
but
agree
but the
completely.
problem is they lost the cap war, obviously. But
Right. I mean, you and
they did
I,
a really good job at
we
it
were
too.
drawn into that fight so much that we
I
missed the
absolutely was.
cap.
Yeah.
And and it's life or death. And when you're running and chasing, and I know you're also thinking with a brawl team, you're like, we just got to fight them. We can't, and then once we've done that, then we can worry about caps.
And that's what kind of where my concern with the pathing kind of came through, because it just seemed like they were taking the long way around for sure. You know.
Well, but I mean, in that map, it's hard. I mean, what? It's hard to take the short way around. Like that's the only thing I wonder about differently is if they knew or they thought DPS was going to do a standard defense. Those guys in D3 at you would know that or you would assume that people were going to set up. Here, I'll draw it in yellow. The people are going to set up right here, and if that's the slowest group, rather than take the south route to reach them, it does seem to me like you might want to just do this route here, because then instead of being set up to shoot you down from from D3 down to like Gamma, while they keep having to run after you, they have to either immediately fall back, and then instead of shooting at you, they're rotating, which gives you more time, to get close to them without getting damaged. So that's the one thought I have on that as far as pathing goes. I wonder about the initial decision that was made. But yeah. So yeah, we're doing Canyon Network. Um, is a network filled with canyons.
That it is.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
run down Isengulch, you live long enough to become the enemy. You know. It's
here, let's switch to it real quick. People could see. Map strat. I mean, I think we've talked about this before on my streams. I'm sure other people have too. Very basic setup. You know, you put someone up in this corner here, you get people here, here, you know, here, and you just do just a map control. You try to control 3 caps, punish the other team, and then they might set up like, you know, here. Oh yeah, here, and just do the opposite. Like that's, you know, very trade heavy. Direwolves, Gauss, you know, grasshoppers. I don't know if any more people do that. In the old days, in Canyon, we'd have Hunchback 2C's pop tarting, but I don't think those days exist anymore. Now, knowing that, like that's like the basic setup, something along those lines. A team like DPS or KDCM could grab a bunch of jump jet mechs, a bunch of fast moving mechs, and just either or I mean, at push one side or push you know, push through the center or something like that, and just try to catch the other side off balance. Try to collapse a line. I mean, you know, JGX would never do that, but you know, we after watching these teams for 3 matches,
Things can get a little wild for sure.
yeah, it's
gotta agree
definitely
more.
in there. All right, you know, every time we drop, I move my son as far away from me as I can, and by the time the match starts, or ends, he's crawled back up to where I am.
That's because you're cool.
All right, we are dropping.
Yeah, this map gives me flashbacks for sure. It's crazy that it's 2022 and we're still playing Canyon Network. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the tournament creators or anything, but like, it is 2022. I don't know, man.
I did mention last week. I thought we probably should have got more diverse maps played on. People didn't like it though. They're like, well, we can't help that these are all the most I don't know, equal maps.
Yeah, I guess as far as balance goes, yeah. You don't want it to be too much in favor of one side or the other.
EPC UAC 10 Warhammer for KDCM. UAC 5, UAC 10. Seeing a lot of DACA so far from KDCM. SRM 6 Summoner. That's a brawl. It's a pure brawl summoner. Small laser snub crusader. I think KDCM gonna get a little aggressive. Direwolf. This is a trade executioner, not a brawl. I mean, name crusader. The other team, snub, firestarter, eagle. So you can see here, this is a trade summoner, not a brawl summoner for DPS. So that tells me I think KDCM is going to be more aggressive than DPS in this fight. And if I get out of here, we can see that that may be happening.
Dreadnought taking some super early damage.
Looks like we see KDCM forming up around Theta. I know it looks like a few of them really want Theta, but they're getting punished. So that Sun Spider, Squeeb's poke, he got hit a lot. Using their PPCs, the snubs on the Crusader and the Vulcan here to really kind of keep them off base. Looks like we have a push probably preparing to kind of come up this channel. DPS is, I think, rotating away from it, though. They're aware that something's cooking down there.
Yeah, definitely. They are shifting away. The only problem is that Annihilate is going to be slow if KDCM decides to push.
Right. He needs to get to that bridge if he wants to get to the other side as well, which is otherwise he's going to be caught out. Now, he could end up being a distraction. Looks like KDCM is rotating back towards Theta, though, rather than pushing that back
It looks
side.
like they're not calling the Annihilator. It looks like they're pushing towards the main body here for a fight.
You can see they're taking a lot of damage. Those snub PPCs and other PPCs are hurting them a lot. They're closing on the Crusader. They want to get him now. Level's backing up, trying to draw them out.
They're taking a fuck ton of damage.
I'm wondering if he's fighting on the wrong side of this hill, where he's getting less support than he could have got. Yeah, If he fought on the other side of that hill, it would have been better for his team.
Yeah.
Still punishing them, trying to hurt them. KDCM's going to jump on these 3 mechs here, though. The Annihilator, Executioner. A lot of damaged mechs, but no mechs down yet for KDCM. And you can see that's what you want. J down to 42%. J goes down. Unfortunately, the Annihilator also went down as well. Executioner is going to go down. Vulcan getting focused, although...
yeah, this is absolutely heavily in favor of ESPN. Eh?
Yep. You can see that just ball right there. That ball of KDCM mechs. Just, they're going to annihilate anything they run up against. Beagle, Rival, trying to flee, but he's got... I mean, just look at that. Look at that metal. Just clashing against him.
Yeah.
Alpheus, the Firestarter, dies in the backfield. There is the Summoner, the Juice is Loose, trying to get some trade shots off, and Mitsu Red the Flea. They're trying to finish off Squeebs. The Beagle down, that brings the Viper and the Mistlynx back into this fight, though. These 2 mechs. Probably not going to be able to pull.
No, the Summoner's fresh, but there's just too many mechs on the field
Right.
still.
The moment they close with him, he's gonna get hot. He's gonna get 2 shots. He's gonna not be able to do anything else. Then this, you can see this Crusader, very healthy, 83%. He's just gonna surgically remove pieces of these mechs. Deuce is down. Just a moment. Mitsu Red will shortly be joining him in hell. I'm just kidding. He probably didn't go to hell.
Yeah, there goes that sweet leg. Good night, sweet prince.
So
ESPN definitely a lot more, which it wasn't a big surprise. I think as soon as we seen the DACA, it looked like, in the books that,
I concur. Yeah, once we saw what they were, especially that Summoner, the SRM Summoner, like there was no doubt what they were doing. Versus the ERPPC Summoner. Crusader and the Warhammer did a lot of damage in this one, but I mean, this is a pretty solid spread. You saw Dreadnought get beat up pretty early. He didn't die, but I probably limited his opportunities. Jay was the only one that really got shredded in that push.
But again, good job at staying up, though. He took a lot of damage.
DPS doing well, putting damage out. 400 for the Summoner, 400 for the Beagle. When you're in a PPC mech in a basically brawl fight, like, it's good to be able to do that amount of damage. Vulcan was doing work with his snubs. So a lot of good work from them as well. They just couldn't rotate fast enough, keep those mechs off them long enough, and they couldn't get the kills they needed to keep things, fair. And we are going to Game 5. This is a full thing. I know my son is getting antsy. He didn't expect it. He was like, "Someone's going 3-0 this time, Dad." I mean, he would have if he knew words. But we are at the end. The end, my friend. The final match for one of these teams in the championship series. I don't know what it'll be. Let's see.
Yeah, this is an absolute toss-up. I mean, I know you kind of called DPS in the beginning. I didn't believe in them, but they definitely have brought the heat. They've brought the heat. I thought this was going to be a KDCM sweep, but yeah, definitely not. It's good to watch. It's awesome to watch. I'm so glad it didn't just turn into a fucking,
Right.
steamroll.
It's sad. 3 games and out. Yeah, whatever.
No, this is fucking awesome.
This is kind of the championship. I think all the future matches don't matter. Whoever wins this and goes on to fight 5JD, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of overrated.
Yeah, it's overrated. This is it, you know. Hashtag Sigma. This is what's happening. I'm going to switch these teams, I guess. I've been asking for permission. I don't really know if I need to. I could just do it. I'm just gonna do it. What are they gonna do about it? Yeah. Do stick around though, because a little bit after this, we will be having the next fight. I think in 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope my son takes a nap.
Is Star Wolf casting that one?
I don't no. Oh no, it's me. It's me again. I'm here already. You might not know this, but I am DPS's official assigned caster. Anytime DPS fights, it's got to be me.
That's crazy.
Every DPS fight's been me. So
You're like the DPS hype man. I love that.
yeah, well, I have to say at the beginning I was like, DPS, and now I am. They have they've really done well. They've
They've
been
made some big plays, man.
Oh, I mean, you gotta, right? To stay at this level, you gotta. But KDCM's doing the same thing. I mean, they're throwing the body. That's what they did the
Yeah.
last two fights. They threw the body at him. Didn't work as well the first time. I mean, in mining, but it worked here at mining. Worked here at Canyon. Uh, yeah. So DPS didn't set up how I said they would. It didn't look like they had anything on this side. I'm just gonna look at the map real quick. They Instead, it looked like they set up more in this area. They had a lot of they're a lot of theta control. It seemed like anytime anybody at KDCM like popped up to interact with theta, they got punished. A lot of punishment as they kind of rolled around here. KDCM tried to get out of there. They tried to roll away from that. Uh, but they just couldn't. It looked initially like KDCM was going to go south, or DPS tried to roll away from them, but which I think maybe sucked in these guys to the north, like they came in to get shots like here, because they thought KDCM was going to go this way and challenge that slow Annihilator we were watching, but that didn't happen. KDCM backtracked to this way and ended up pushing over here. They cut out what was that? The Crusader, uh, which was an important mech for DPS to in this brawl fight. Like that Crusader has a lot of brawl potential. What I was just saying was that the Crusader backed away over to here, and he died. I can't even like right here, and because of the terrain here, it really prevented the rest of his team from getting like more shots. I don't know if that would have done
Yeah.
like in the end of the day how much that would have mattered, but that did hurt him a little bit. All right, KDCM is locked. Just waiting for the other team to lock. Pretty sure my son needs a bottle. I'm gonna quickly go make one. If you want to add anything or draw on this map real fast.
No pressure. Just talk about Canyon Network by yourself. I mean, it wasn't a particularly new or shocking match. Like they got in there, they did their work. I mean, the DACA I think was absolutely necessary. I think it was a great push tool because your laser vomit's going to get so hot. I mean, not necessarily on this map, but it does get warm. But the DACA kind of allows you to do a little more damage at range push. You get those UAC 10s, those UAC 5s going. They do lots of damage, especially clan DACA, right? It's just like kapow, kapow. You gotta love that shit. I think DPS has done a good job this whole game, though, of mitigating KDCM's ability to brawl as hard as they can. I feel like they've done a good job at like move maneuvers and rotations and just kind of like just playing the game at a high level. I think it's fantastic, like to see because like I don't know DPS very well. I haven't played against them very much, so I don't know. But watching them play has just been an absolute fantastic experience. I've seen Jay play. I've played against him a few times. They're also great players. Squeebs is a well-known player. He's good. Dreadnought, I recognize that name. Giggity Giggity Goo. These are all like well-known guys, and to see DPS bring in the heat like this is just very impressive. And I think they deserve a big shout out, man. Like it's awesome to see these see a high level competitive play like this in a game that's so old. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I will say it feels like DPS had a game plan like built around countering or dealing with KDCM, and it felt more like KDCM's just got a game plan about just doing what they do best and being successful with that.
I agree. I feel like, the ESPN boys are doing a good job at doing what they do best. And I feel like DPS has really kind of like more metagamed them. It's like they know that they're going up against Brawl. And you can see when they go up against Brawl, they're very good. But KD, like the ESPN boys are bringing more range. And I think it's messing with DPS a little bit.
Well, then they had that opener where they just brawled the shit out of them too, right? So what's anybody doing here?
Exactly.
All right. So this is we didn't talk about it, but this is a map where you can also get a lot of kind of Overwatch fighting for two sides. A very JGX kind of looking map. But maybe we're not going to get that. I see we already have a charger with ER small lasers for DPS. SRM Arctic Wolf. Like.
Yeah, we got the Medusa out here, Mitsu Red.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
UAV coming up off that commando.
Large pulse laser. I'm not seeing a lot of range. I guess, yeah, there's not a lot of range coming from DPS.
This isn't a great brawl map either because it's so big.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way, Sale.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying this is one of those maps where you get a little bit more punished for it if you don't take very good pathing.
All right.
And I mean, you look at ESPN; they're rotating away from the main body right now quite well. They know they're at Stargate.
So yeah, this is a pure brawl push from DPS. I also like the tempo change on DPS. You get two matches where they're doing range, and then all of a sudden, it's just balls to the wall brawl, which is what this is. KDCM falling back, set up in this low ground, trying to put as much distance between those like executioners and stalkers. Direwolf between them and this push that's coming through.
Zeus is going through like a fucking mad lad. Impressive.
Yep, that's a level. He often leads the pushes for DPS. He's legged, and there he goes. He's down, but it's happening.
They're focusing Zelga. Sorry if I butchered your name.
They also took down the charger before reaching the push body, but it's 2-on-2, and the lights are all over KDCM's Fat Mechs, and we see them dropping 3-3. Holy sh! Direwolf's down. They're going to rotate now to that stalker. You can see Dare's behind the stalker, trying to get on that stalker, drop that stalker as fast as they can. Hydra trying to stay alive in the Arctic Wolf. Hydra going down, stalker going down. 4-3 for KDCM's down to 3 mechs. I think that's Firestar just got legged. Firestarter goes down. Commando and Phoenix trying to kill I Love Annihilators. He's just turning. I think his back's probably open. Annihilator's just trying to stay alive, buy his team time to finish off these other 2 mechs. Annihilator goes down. It's now 3-2 because they just dropped down Giggity and the Phoenix Hawk. Dreadnought, the Commando, the last living mech for
trying to take off, but couldn't do it.
There they go. This is it. Commando's out. KDCM is out. DPS is fighting the 5th Jaguar Dragoons in like 20 minutes. Breaking DPS. They brought.
Absolutely.
They opened with a brawl. They ended with a brawl. They said this is what we can bring, and then they brought it one last time. Look at those UAVs. Look at that. And nobody doesn't know what's happening here. And this,
And I gotta fucking hand it to Levy the
Enemy has
Potato
moved into
Pope.
range of the
Absolute fucking balls the size of cantaloupes on this kid. Like went through that choke point, didn't fucking stop until it was like didn't like it was just impressive. Like damn, oh that was a good brawl.
that's what you need. If you don't have people willing to do that, you don't have people willing to brawl. And yeah, we saw level, 95 damage. Dire Wolf was right behind him. He did 79. Both of them, especially Dire Wolf, trying to reach that back line, not making it there. But while that was happening, the lighter mechs for DPS were chewing up the
And if you look at their damage
KDCM
numbers, they're
screen.
not huge, like but they are killing the fuck out of mechs.
Yep.
Like it is like that's impressive.
I mean, yeah, that's two assaults with less than 200 damage combined,
Yeah.
which you don't. I mean, you don't see that over here, but yeah, they got there and
Those
they
are
did
228
it.
numbers. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody gets your jokes, Assail.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, asshole. It's not 2012 anymore.
Yeah. Let's talk about MS some more. But no. Damn. I mean, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. I mean, yeah, the brawl in Tourmaline. I mean, it's there. It's there for you, for those who want it. I got to tell DPS they get a 15-minute break. I'm pretty sure the next match starts in 9 minutes.
Are you sure?
That's what I was told by Live. Yeah, it starts at 1500 UTC. When is that? Wait, no. That's my time. I don't know. Wait, that's everyone's time. So I'm going to give them a 15-minute break. It's on me. I'm pretty sure Live told me that we can do that. So the next match will start at, or should start in 15 minutes from now, which is 5 minutes in the past from you guys, which is going to be 3:07 p.m. for me. So that's 5:07 Eastern. So yeah, that's going to be 15:07 UTC. But yeah, amazing, amazing. I need to let them know because they need to take their break. So that's sorry to focus on that real quick. But yeah, let's turn the map over to Tourmaline. I mean, there's not a lot to see. I mean, how you can't draw badassery like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't. We saw KDCM saw the brawl coming. They saw it coming at Theta, and they backed up here. I mean, then that's all you can do. I mean, that's all you can do there.
Yeah,
Maybe
they saw the push coming. They saw it telegraphed. I mean, they could have fucked off into Gamma maybe a little further, but I don't know what that earns you other than losing all your fucking map control.
I mean, well,
Um,
what you want, right, is to spread out your line and put as much distance. So I think ideally maybe you get some mechs in C6, C5, but they just didn't have time for
yeah,
that. And I think they did like the stalker. I'm gonna do the screen. The stalker was over here, and the other mech was here, and the dial was here. So they did it right. It's not they didn't set up wrong. It's not like they were all grouped up.
no, they
Uh,
weren't at all.
and I mean, yeah, DPS just came right through here. We saw the Zeus die here. We saw the Crusader die a little bit in front of him. Now, what I was missing, because we were watching this back line, was the screen, was the lighter mechs for DPS annihilating the lighter mechs for KDCM. And this is the genius of what they're doing, because if all 8 of them are going for this mech, for this green mech over here, if they're all going here and they're pushing through, they're going to open up their butts to the rest of KDCM's lights and the rest, their mid, and they're gonna get eaten up for it. But it seemed like they had basically 2 kill squads, and one was like the Zyanga, like the Black Lantern. I think he was a Black Lantern. Like he died so fast, and that's because the lighter kill squad focused on him and not those assaults downrange. And then they focused on the next mech and the next, and so they were taking out those screeners, those mechs that are better at fending them off. While the fat, chunky, hot, huge mechs are drawing a lot of the fire for DPS in that push. Uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you have any? I mean, amazing, amazing. I'll change the thing, even though it doesn't matter. But I'll put the win in here so that everybody sees DPS on my
Yeah, I mean, I
overlay.
don't have a ton of shit to add. I think you hit the fucking hammer or hit the nail with the hammer. But I wanted to mention like that cap win was phenomenal. That was probably some of the best shit I've seen in a while. And that last brawl, the first and the last brawl were like absolute world class shit. Like they absolutely had the like, laser focus vision. They knew who they were killing. They killed it quickly, and they moved on. There wasn't a question on what mech or what chassis, or they just seemed to like next, next, next. It was just impressive.
It's gonna be rough because they gotta go right into their next match. I guess they're warmed up, but I mean, there's no time to decompress. Uh, but I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna for about the next 10 minutes.